Hey guys, I'm Gauravi, interviewing Maya Khandelwal, writer of A Beautiful Mistake, Just Zindagi, Fireflies, along with a few anthologies she has contributed to. I am conducting this interview on behalf of Plethora Blogazine, which is soon going to be a magazine in a written form. So here we go. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Gauravi.
Shall we begin with the questions?
Yeah, sure.
Your first book, My Favorite Mistake Ever, is much of an autobiographical fiction.
Yes.
Why did you choose to write in this genre? Is it a candid confession?
Actually, it's a bit of both. When you begin with your maiden work, you are at ease diving within yourself and bringing your speculations to the forefront, rather than being a spectator to the world and recording precisely what you actually behold. Once I had learned how to traverse on the way to self exploration, I thought I could do more justice to the people and their stories, hence, this mode chosen. And chewing the cud of memories brought me an emotional heal, and it also enabled me to decide which actually weighed more, my own self realization or the love I fought the world for.
In this story, you have created a protagonist who is a good girl. What is it that defines a good girl?
Going by the expectations of the family a girl is nurtured in, the girl earns the title good girl. In most of the middle class families like mine, a good girl is one who never brings ill fame to any of the members of the family, who dresses very decent, and he goes by the code of conduct that is mostly prescribed by the father figure in the family.
And as we all know, it's 21st century and women are free to live the way they want. Are they actually free enough? By portraying such a dictum, aren't we being biased in creating tags for this gender?
Agreed. Women today are free more than ever. They have a voice now. They are sitting on the topmost corporate world's ladder and bossing even men. And they are so ambitious nowadays that they situate that nothing hinders their growth as a person, not even love. But we are not creating any gender bias by portraying this kind of a family environment where a woman has to sacrifice her career or something like that. Actually, it differs from person to person. The choices they make are different. I decided to go by love and putting the ambition at the stake of conjugal bliss. While my emerald-eyed lover went by love too, by deciding to give my ambition a priority over his own belief system.
This patriarchal society still exists, and how much do you feel it influences women's lives today?
Sad but fact, it still does. Leaving aside the cosmopolitan cities where women do seem to have a free will and where ki and ka are no taboos, in the rural pockets of the country you'll realize, if you visit and watch carefully, that women have no say even in the matters that concern them the most. But when we talk about the advanced areas of the country, people do realize, and even men have come to understand, of the capabilities of a woman, and they are hoisting the flag of freedom in almost every walk of life. So, we can say that patriarchal family exists as far as the rural backgrounds are concerned, while it seems to have disappeared completely, to have been totally done away with, where we talk about the advanced families.
The backdrop you have chosen is of the 90s, when love marriages were almost a taboo. Do you really think intercaste marriages or love marriages aren't a taboo anymore? And how much accommodating you are towards this culture?
An intercaste marriage or love marriage is not a taboo anymore. Yes, it was in my time. Not meant to be opted for by rebels alone. It is, in fact, the need of the day in the society, I would say. I, as a parent, am most accommodating to a love marriage or an intercaste marriage. Life is a big gamble with zero predictability, I would say. We can be safe on the safe side by entering into a wedlock where there is mutual love, trust, and respect.
I see that you are associated with Pinkish Group as an editor. I have heard that they are reaching to women from lower and marginalized sectors to bring them up and give them their voice of own. How much do you feel as a human that you are connected to them? Have they or their stories changed you as a person?
Yes. It's been quite enriching an experience to have joined the magazine as an editor. And the best part is that we all are amateurs belonging to different walks of life, and we have never done or thought of doing a magazine. And it's a wonderful group where lots of women can come forward to share their stories, to share their pains, and laugh together and cry together, I would say, and showcase their talents and express themselves in all ways possible. And we have been doing this magazine. We have not even seen each other as a team yet, and we have been working through various means of media like con calls and one to one chats and FaceTime and whatever possible. And we have been doing a wonderful magazine.
Apart from fiction, what other mode you write in, and are there any other books that are in the pipeline or have been published that you would like to talk about?
Among the genres of fiction, poetry is quite close to my heart. It actually runs in my blood. When I was young, say 10 or 11, me and my dad would go on weaving words, tying them up with yarns of rhythm and rhyme, and spontaneity would be the key. We would float together on the waves of emotions and holding hands together would compose short poems, realistic fiction, and short stories. I think I would like to try all genres bit by bit, day by day. I'm evolving as a writer and I would love to try my hand at every genre possible. Three of my books have seen the light of the day till date. Uh, and apart from that, I have contributed to a number of anthologies like She Expresses, I Am a Woman, and Meri Kahani. And the books that I have authored myself are A Beautiful Mistake, which is my own love story, and the second one is a collection of short stories with having women as prominent characters, and the third one is Fireflies, which is a teenopedia.
Kindly enlighten us a bit about the theme of Fireflies, which teens are receiving with so much love.
As I said, Fireflies is a saga of teenage. It talks of the present day youth, its pressures, wants, addictions, and the black dog, depression, that has lately been consuming them bit by bit. My heart as a mom goes out to all those beautiful souls who could have done miracles in the world, but for the pressure that their parents exercised upon them and the depression that told upon their nerves.
And what's the message for youth and parents?
The message for youth is that whatsoever you are able to achieve, whatsoever you are not able to, and to whatever limit you have been able to fulfill your goals or you have not been able to, you need not be victimized by this black dog, as I said, depression. Life is much more than examination, and there are many alphabets except for A. And if your parents tell you that you have always to score A, you tell them that life is beautiful and you would really like to enjoy that. And to parents, I would like to say that you need not pressurize your children to achieve or to compare themselves with other achievers. Everybody in the world is unique. Your child is unique. You have to work upon his internal capabilities rather than seeing him progressing on the scale of decimals and percentages and percentile.
I also came to know that you have your own YouTube channel under the name Happy Everyday. What inspired you to start this endeavor, and how much do you think you are able to reach out to people through this medium?
There is a bug called reading, and many people have been smitten by it, including me, I would say. They won't call it a day until they have read something worthwhile. Books think for them, books talk to them, and books are their ultimate solace. But there is another class that doesn't read much. I would love to reach them too, doing my share of good to the world by trying to spread positive vibes around. I made the YouTube channel for the purpose, frankly admitting I had not expected to be able to create waves of positivity that I had been throwing in the waters of life so soon. There have been women who have been calling me through Messenger, sharing their personal problems and asking for friendly counsel. A few of them have been groping in the dark, almost at the verge of committing suicide. I patiently listen, empathize, and give advice, as seems to be the best in my capacity as a human. Hauling them out of despair is all that I earnestly strive for. I think I'm doing a good job here.
Lastly, what do you feel or what would you like to say to the women of today who may have dreams but are somehow lagging behind due to family pressures or circumstances not allowing them to breathe free?
There are women who have been exploring the world on their own, writing success stories each day, and there are women who depend on male shoulders for every little decision to be made. The family pressures curb their will and they suppress their desires, unable to fly in the teeth of family circumstances. They need to be stronger. They need to believe in themselves and speak out when they should. A good conversation, I say, can fix everything. Sacrifices have to be made by both the partners, and there has to be a proportionate balance amongst all the four wheels to have the car run.
Well, it was wonderful having you here, knowing you as a writer, as a person. I thank you on behalf of entire Plethora family.
The pleasure was all mine, Gauri.